Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Firdaus Bin Romlan. I am from class DIB 5B. My matric number is 23 DIB 19F2050. So for today, I would like to present warning signal in financing. As we can look in questions 1, lower payment are great for consumer because they are flexible. However, minimum payment are designed to keep people in debt longer. By only chipping away the debt, you are start revolving your debt month to month while interest racks up. No matter your debt level, making minimum payment is a problem. Even if your debt is relatively small, you could spend decades paying it off if you only pay the minimum required monthly payment. For larger debt, it's even more important to pay as much as you can over the minimum every month. So the problem for question 1 is the lower payment or minimum payment. So who has this problem? People and bank. Why should this problem be solved? To avoid people stay in debt longer and the bank can get their profit quickly. So how will I know this problem has been solved or will be solved? By restructuring of repayment method. So for the credit recovery process question 1, for detection, outdated debt will not appear in the issue of uncollectible debts. The product of a debtor who will go bankrupt and bank also can be bankrupt. It is because the customer cannot do a payback debt for the bank. So next, check action plans. Change the repayment period to a longer date if necessary, or be shorten the repayment period if the customer are affordable or can pay the debt. So for negotiation, restructure the repayment period. So next is liquidation of collateral. For this case, it is not suitable. So for obtaining judgment, this issue is not suitable to be brought to judgment. It is because it is outdated debt. So the court will be not take this case because the bank cannot show or know the detail of the debt because it is outdated. So for the solution is method that can be used in the restructuring of the repayment method with the client. It can be in short-term period repayment if the client can afford to make the repayment. This will make the bank get their profit fast, and this is the best method for the situation in question 1. So next is for the question 2. The amount of money you are paying towards your credit card debt should not exceed 15 to 20% of your income. Paying over this threshold puts you at risk of not having enough income to cover your house, food, transportation and other necessities. It is critical that you pay down your balance so the minimum required is a smaller part of your income. Keep paying 20% until everything is paid off, of course, but if you are paying 20% of your income and barely paying the minimum required, you have a debt problem. So what is the problem for this question? The problem is the credit card debt exceed 15 to 20% of the client income. So who has this problem? For sure, client and bank. And why should this problem be solved is to avoid the client declare as a bankruptcy and the bank cannot get the payment back. How will I know this problem has been solved? By refinancing and repayment schedules. So for the credit recovery process for question 2 is first one is detection. Debts that are not clear transaction or debts that are outdated as a result of debtors being bankrupt and also unable to repay debts due to over 20% of the income. So for the action plan is refinancing and restructuring the loan repayment. So for negotiate is the bank can choose the method of restructuring the loan by checking the repayment method period. With this, the bank can negotiate a shorter time to longer time for the customer to repay the debt to the bank. So for liquidation of collateral, firstly, the client need to get the financial advisor to get advice before using the collateral. For obtaining judgment, bank can file a court action because the customer may not be able to pay the debt because of the warning signal that has been sent by the bank. So bank can file an action in the court because the customer cannot pay their debt, and this will make the collateral of client will be transfer ownership to bank because of the bankruptcy of client. So for the solution is method that can be used is the refinancing method for the issue, because it is also means they can make a replacement for better condition and can facilitate the dealings of customer who make debt from bank. Bank need to review repayment schedule so that debts record do not turn into bad debt record or unclear debt transaction that will affect customer as blacklist in national financial record and will have a bad credit history for the rest of their life. So for the final question number 3. The worst way to use a credit card is to get a cash advance. Not only is the money loaned to you at the worst possible term, it often comes with high one-time charge as a flat area or percentage of the amount. 1,000 ringgit cash advance could have a one-time fee of 50 ringgit plus interest for any unpaid balance. Plus, if you take a step back and think about what your money could be used for, it's likely to fund emergency or an unplanned bill. Saving for emergency fund now will create a safety net to help offset the amount you still need for emergency or pay for it altogether. Never get a cash advance unless it's a genuine emergency. So what's the problem? The problem is client using cash advance by credit card. So who has this problem? People and bank. Why should this problem be solved? To avoid people stuck in debt by apply for cash advance by using their credit card. How will I know this problem has been solved? The financing institution will advise the borrower and manage the cases. So for the credit recovery process question number 3, for detection, bad debt are likely to occur as the borrower may apply for a cash advance to pay regular bills such as clearing fire and water bill payer, installment repayment of electronic goods, and so on. For action plan is a bank can pursue legal proceeding to combat the borrower in the ability to pay due to the debt problems. So for negotiate, client need to reduce the credit card spending for their own good. So for liquidation of collateral, borrower use more cash to reduce credit card usage. This is because they do not want to be in debt to the bank. So for obtaining judgment, borrower can pursue bankruptcy case. Warning signals that will be detected at any early stage, such as large increase in long-term debt, and likely they will face big problem in the debt. So for the solution is method that can be used is they get advice from the professional finance institution like bank or credit counseling and debt management agency or AKPK. They will advise and manage the cases faced by the client by negotiating with the bank and also create strategy to handle the case. This is to ensure that a solution can be made between two parties while the problem is still under control and the borrower will not be declared as bankruptcy and bank can get the money. So that's all from me. Thank you.